Today, we're going to continue to work on interpreting the remainder in multiple different situations and contexts. Before we get started on the task, here are some questions that you can ask yourself when you're interpreting the remainder. Number 1, is the unknown the number of groups or the number in each group? Do we need to include everything? What should we do with the groups? And what should we do with the remainder? Let me show you your task for today. Interpret the remainder. Remember, the remainder is what is left over when you cannot divide into equal groups. Solve each problem below. Think about all these questions. These are the questions I just reviewed. Let's look at number 1. 50 fourth graders are going on a field trip. The school will rent minivans for the trip. Each minivan holds 8 students. How many vans will the school need? So let's go back up to our question. Is our unknown the number of groups or the group size? So we need to know how many vans, but we know each van holds 8 students. So we know the group size, but we don't know the number of groups, the number of vans. Do we need to include everything? Well, yes, we need all 50 students on this field trip, so we do. What should we do with the groups? Well, each group should definitely hold 8 students, so we want the groups to be equal. And then what should we do with the remainder? So let's say we have a leftover amount. We are going to add another group because we have to include everyone. We cannot leave any 4th graders behind on this field trip. So understanding what to do with the remainder helps you decide if you're going to add a group or if you're going to take away a group. Here you'll draw them, so you can use just tallies, or you can even use circles or squares or stars, and then you'll write what you actually did here. You're going to do this for a few more problems, and again, it's the same process. Also, remember to include a remainder when you want the extra group, or if you don't mind the uneven amount in the groups. So for the band situation, we wanted to add an extra group because we didn't want to leave any students behind. Then move on to the right section of your learning plan. One thing I learned today about solving division problems with remainders is blank. Be sure to use detail to justify your answer in your math notebook. Good luck with interpreting your remainder practice today. Be sure to use a lot of detail when you're justifying why you chose to do what you did with the remainder.